Pour condensed milk over the peanuts. My family asks for this dessert every weekend. Transfer salted and roasted peanuts into a dish. Take 2 cans of condensed milk and pour them over the peanuts. Mix thoroughly so that every peanut is coated with milk. Next, transfer the mixture to a pot. Set it on a low heat burner and start heating. While constantly stirring, add 100 grams of powdered milk and 50 grams of butter. As you heat it, the dessert will get thicker and thicker. Remember to keep stirring constantly. When the mixture becomes really dense, transfer it to a dish lined with plastic wrap or aluminum foil. Wait for the dessert to cool, then wrap the top part tightly with foil. Place it in the fridge for a few hours. After taking it out of the fridge, remove the dessert from the container and take off the foil. Decorate the dessert with chocolate. Cut it into pieces. I guarantee your family will love this dessert. It's easy to make, and the result is amazing. This coffee is a smash hit on the internet. I will show in detail how to make it. Start by preparing the ingredients. You will need 1 tablespoon of instant coffee and 1 tablespoon of sugar. Take a bowl, pour these ingredients into it and mix thoroughly. Then add about 2 tablespoons of warm water to the coffee and sugar mixture in the bowl. Now the fun begins, which is whisking. Place a fine sieve over the bowl and hold it steady. Energetically whisk the mixture of coffee, sugar, and water through the strainer. This process will take a few minutes, so be patient, and continue whisking until the mixture becomes foamy and creamy. Once your coffee mixture is light and fluffy, it's time to prepare the glass. Fill a tall glass with ice cubes. Pour cold milk or water over the ice, filling the glass to more than half its height. Then gently spoon the whipped coffee foam over the milk or water in the glass. The coffee foam will float beautifully on the surface of the liquid, creating a pleasant contrast. Serve immediately with a straw or stirring spoon. Adjust the sweetness by changing the amount of sugar according to your taste. This method is not only easy, but also allows you to control the strength and sweetness of the drink. You can also add a pinch of cinnamon and enjoy a delicious coffee. Put the chocolate into boiling water. What you can do will surprise both you and your guests. It's a great trick for parties or decorating various sweets. First, take a pot and fill it with water. Boil it until it starts bubbling. When it does, drop in the whole chocolate bar. It's best to choose your favorite milk chocolate. While the chocolate is melting, prepare a bowl. Fill the bowl with cold water and add ice cubes. Using tongs, take the melted chocolate out of the pot. Cut off 1 corner of the chocolate with scissors, creating a small hole. Squeeze the chocolate through the hole directly into the bowl of ice water, forming any letters or patterns you like. Leave the writing in the ice until it hardens completely. Once it's hardened, it's ready. You can use this writing to decorate cakes, fruits, or simply eat it. I add 1 teaspoon to the boiling broad beans. Thanks to this detail, it does not cause bloating. There is a way that will allow you to enjoy the delicious taste of broad beans without being subjected to troublesome and embarrassing bloating. Prepare broad beans for cooking as before. That is, rinse them in cold water. Put it in boiling water like this. Boil the broad beans for no longer than 30 minutes. It is then ready for consumption. Its skin will become wrinkled. Now pay attention. After 3 minutes of boiling, throw a tablespoon of salt into it. Then add a tablespoon of sugar. The next ingredient is dill. The secret ingredient to add last is cumin. Add a tablespoon of it. It is the cumin and dill that is the whole secret of not bloating broad beans. It is the addition of cumin to the pot of boiling broad beans that eases digestive disorders, stimulates the secretion of enzymes by the pancreas, and makes broad beans easily digestible and gentle on the stomach. On the other hand, if you add a handful of fresh dill, the broad beans will have a pleasant aroma, and unpleasant discomfort should not occur. Broad beans are very healthy, so it is not worth giving up eating them. The season for broad beans is short, from June to August. It is worth enjoying its taste.
This is the best pork chop recipe I have ever tried. It's aromatic and juicy. Cut the meat into pieces, but don't cut all the way through, creating a harmonica-like shape. Transfer it to a baking dish. In a bowl, add a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of black pepper, and herbe de Provence. Mix thoroughly and sprinkle this spice mixture over the meat, making sure to cover every centimeter of the pork chop. Rub it in well, peel 2 onions and cut them in half, then slice them into strips. Next, take a piece of bacon and slice it into pieces of similar thickness. Layer each piece of pork chop with onion strips, placing 2 pieces in each cut. Add the bacon as well, pressing them deep into the cuts to prevent them from falling out during baking. In a bowl, prepare approximately 0.85 cups of vegetable oil. Add a teaspoon of salt, marjoram, and sweet paprika. Mix everything thoroughly. Apply this marinade using a silicone brush, spreading it evenly over the entire pork chop. The final step is sauerkraut. It's very healthy, and prepared this way, it's delicious. Prepare approximately 1 cup of sauerkraut and place it around the roast in the baking dish, filling any empty spaces. Bake for 50 minutes in an oven preheated to 392 degrees Fahrenheit. After this time, your meal for the whole family will be ready for an hour. The sauerkraut will be well seasoned. Pork chops are often dry, but this recipe ensures they are always flavorful and juicy. It's a perfect idea for a family dinner or a larger gathering. The meat literally melts in your mouth. This is the best pork chop you will ever prepare. Delicious dinner with white cabbage. You won't want to eat regular meatballs anymore. Take 1 medium-sized cabbage. Cut it into 3-centimeter pieces from the top. Place each piece gently on a baking sheet. Season the cabbage with salt and pepper. Transfer the ground meat to a large bowl. Add 1 finely chopped onion. Crush 3 cloves of garlic and add them to the meat. Add a tablespoon of red pepper, a tablespoon of black pepper, 2 tablespoons of salt. Then sprinkle a tablespoon of nutmeg and Provençal herbs. Put on a rubber glove and mix everything thoroughly to evenly distribute the spices. Remove the glove and grease your hand with oil. Take a piece of meat and shape it into a round cutlet. It should be the diameter of 1 cabbage leaf. Then, place it on the cabbage. Repeat the process. Add 50 grams of chopped chives to the bowl. Add 30 grams of dill. Then, transfer 200 grams of natural yogurt to the bowl and 20 grams of tomato concentrate. Mix everything thoroughly until you get a uniform consistency. Spread the mixture over the cutlets with a spoon. Cover the meat completely. Place the prepared dish in an oven preheated to 180 degrees Celsius. Bake for 45 minutes. Meanwhile, make the sauce. Add 20 milliliters of milk to the natural yogurt. Add a clove of garlic and your favorite spices. Mix everything. Pour the dish with the sauce. This cabbage meatball tastes excellent. It is healthy and satisfying. My family loves it.